So, folks, we are on day 2 of RPG a Day, and today's question is the first RPG games master you ever had. Newman, who's taking this one for us?
Well, I'm going to be taking this one, Cosmic.
Marvelous.
And I think it's because, probably like all of us, and probably like a lot of us listening, this was a question I wanted to answer from the point of view of you weren't your own first game master, which I was, and I know loads of us were, so I don't want to talk about that because we've all been through that. But it's that glorious time when somebody else steps in and becomes your regular game master in whatever system it is. And I have got, and I still have to this day, this is my Sunday night hero, Mr. Bister, who is a Swedish game master, and he is
Hang on a second. You need to be in the solo window before we talk about it. So step right up, Newman, into the solo window and tell us all about your first RPG games master.
Well, apart from taking that helm on yourself, which I know loads of us have done, getting rid of that, because that was the first God knows how many years of my gaming, my tabletop role-playing experience, it was gaming with Mr. Bister. That's his alias. And he is Swedish, and he is an absolute gem. He's so kind of, he was, I think he's taught me so much about the inclusivity of agency. Because I think sometimes when you're running games, especially if you're running pre-published games, you can try and run them to the game, especially in those early years as a keeper or a GM. You've got a scenario and you want to run the scenario. He was someone who was instrumental in kind of teaching me in my younger gaming years about, no, it's not about that. It's actually about giving the players their own experience and giving them their own version of whatever you're running, whether it's homebrew or whether it's that. So Mr. Bister, big love, big shout out. You're an inspirational game master, keeper, handler, storyteller, whatever else you are. You're amazing.
So that sounds like quite the role model.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I grow up, I want to be like Mr. Bister.
Yeah, completely agree with you about being your own games master. My first games master was technically Ian Jackson in the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, the fighting fantasy books.
Wow.
How about everybody else?
Mine was a 16th birthday party. My mate Chris got the 3.5 DMG and Monster Manual, and we ran a one shot where we went to find the golden iPod for King Ferdinand. That was weird. It's fun. A good introduction.
Lydia?
It was probably a small child I used to babysit when I was a teenager, and I had absolutely no idea, but he was into Warhammer, which is maybe a bit precocious for a small child. But anyway, I had absolutely no idea what the rules were. But so I just let him do his thing. And he was there with his ruler, getting down in lines of sight. And I was like, well, can I move my thing there? He was like, no, you can't. You have to rally the troops. Fine, okay, whatever. So I guess I discovered I don't really like combat though in those days. Maybe I'd like to give Warhammer another go one day and see if I can actually understand it.
Cosmic, you're a fan, aren't you?
I would probably recommend Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I could never get on with all the miniatures and the lines and everything like that. So yes. Well, okay, so that's day 2 done. Let's see what tomorrow brings.